Hello friends, I am Sandeep. uh, I have been into the college admissions preparations domain for the last 20 years almost. From 2002 I have been involved into this domain. My primary area of operations is towards the aptitude test preparations, wherever the aptitude test is, I am there. Um, so the topic that we are going to discuss today would be the CUET, which is the recent exam that have came up into the domain or into the area, and it's a very important exam. Why we'll try to understand the exam and how important and why it is different from, and how is the game changer for all of us. So if you kind of go into a few interviews of IITNs, for that matter, recently Sundar Pichai was into the list, and someone asked him how much had you scored into 12th standard, and his answer was that I didn't score enough to get into an SRCC. So SRCC was is one college where getting into was like, if you follow the news channels, every year they used to come out with the first cut-off list is 100%, and you cannot even imagine to get into an SRCC if you are scoring anything less than 99% for that matter in 12th standard. That was the domain, or that was the area that used to be kind of associated or was known as an admission stage for Delhi University. It was offering one of the best programs in India available for commerce, for humanities, for even science. Many subjects in science also. But then the admission process was so difficult that anything less than 95%, 98% was not even worth applying to. Right. So this kind of created a divide actually, in the sense that the state boards, which are kind of having a low scoring pattern, they used to feel disadvantaged because they will never get into a Delhi University, because the Delhi University scoring pattern or their assessment of scoring was blanket. They used to compare purely on numbers. So they would not get into that this board is a higher scoring board or a lower scoring board. They would simply look at the numbers for that matter. And this created a kind of major disadvantage for people coming from state boards, or at times it was an unfair advantage to some other boards as well. Wherein, because of the blanket comparison of scores, the differentiation created into marks was not kind of completely reflected. So that was one of the reasons why it became very difficult for many state board students to even think of colleges in Delhi University. Now this year onwards, they have kind of come up with exam which is called CUET. This exam is purely focused on entrance test for the central universities. Though a few private colleges are also going to take the scores from this exam, but the name, as it suggests, is purely for the central universities entrance. Now, how is it different from the earlier exams? So the first thing that changes is that the criteria for entrance into DU now is only 40% in 12th. Right. So if you're passing 12th standard, you are eligible to apply for Delhi University. That's it, nothing else. So though the old days, the news of 99% in 12th required to get into SRCC, 100% required to get into SRCC are all gone now. So 40% and you can apply, and your 12th standard marks will not even be considered in your application. So no matter whatever you have scored, it is irrelevant for them as long as you are you're fulfilling the criteria. Whatever you have scored is irrelevant to them. So now what is relevant, or how would the exam be conducted? So basically now there are three sections we are talking of. The first section is language section, the second one is the domain section, the subject section, and the third section becomes the aptitude section. So first, if you look at the language section basically would be comprising of primarily the three languages are there, obviously Hindi, English, Bengali, which since I'm from Bengal, I have kind of taken Bengali as a primary language. But yes, there are many regional languages as well. We have Assamia, we have Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Marathi, Odia is there, Urdu is there. So a lot of regional languages are also there in the language domain. So if you are coming from a state board, let's say you are coming from a Odia board or a Bengali board, there's no issue that I have to kind of appear for the exam in or the language paper in English or Hindi only. I can opt for a Bengali as my language paper also, which is a very welcome advantage for the state boards again. The first paper rather, the first paper would be having basically 45 questions. This will be having 50 questions, and you'll be given 45 minutes to appear for the 50 questions. So basically 50 questions, 45 minutes is the first section, which is language. The second section would be your domain section, the subject domain. You can choose the subject domains from your currently studying domain. So if you're a science student, you have to choose from the science domain. You're a commerce student, you choose from the commerce domain. And if you're a humanities student right now, you choose subjects from humanities domain. So maybe I'm a humanities student, I might be having my subject domains as history, geography, pol science, and those subjects, right? The best part about the game is again that if I want to go for a commerce in Delhi University, I don't need to appear for a test in commerce. I need to appear for a test in humanities only. So it kind of helps me in a way, because if let's say if I want to kind of go for commerce, or if I want to go for science in Delhi University and I have not studied science in my 12th, it would have been impossible for me to get into. But now, since I am kind of going to be subject tested on my domain only, so it becomes easier for me that way, and I kind of opt for any of the streams that I want to go for in DU. The second section, as I said, was the domain section. This will also be having 45 minutes, 50 questions. So first section is 45 minutes, 50 questions is language. Second section becomes my domain section, which is my subject section. This is again 45 minutes, 50 questions. The third section, which is different from what you have studied till now, is an aptitude section. What is this aptitude section? Basically, you will be tested upon your skills of English, basic English of 12, that will be comprising of reading comprehension, grammar, and those kind of questions. You will be having quant, maths. There would be the definite fear of maths among many, but then this maths is purely 10 standard maths. So if you have cleared 10 standard maths once, you can do it again as well. So there would be maths, there would be English, there would be reasoning. Reasoning is basically nothing but puzzles, wherein you solve puzzles in general life also. So this puzzles will be more structured in nature. And the last section would be your GK and current affairs. So there would be there would be questions from the current affairs, as in happening, what are happening around you right now, and then there would be static GK, the general knowledge. This is the expectations right now. More clarity would be kind of helping us to prepare better. But yes, this is the situation right now. This is the understanding of the pattern right now. This paper, the third part of the paper becomes more important, because this would be kind of having 1 hour first thing, and the number of questions out here would be 75. So we are talking of 75 questions in 1 hour, 50 questions in 45 minutes, 50 questions in 45 minutes. So in total we are talking of 90 plus 60, 150 minutes paper, that is 2.5 hour paper, and the total number of questions would be 50 plus 50 plus 75, that is 175 questions. So we are talking of 175 questions paper in 2.5 hours. This is the broad understanding of the paper if you look at it in that manner. Now, if I look at the preparations part, the subjects that I am already studying in 12th, they are already with me, so I have to kind of focus them in a better way, so as to kind of get prepared for the CUET kind of a competition. Language is again part of my 12th standard curriculum, so I'll kind of automatically be focusing on that as well. Aptitude is something that I understand that is new to you, so I'll suggest you that right now you can start off with basics on aptitude. You can try solving out the preparations, or you can start preparing with basics of mathematics, with English, basics of reasoning. Ideally, I'll suggest you to join some institute, because they'll kind of be able to give you in a more organized way. But if you're not looking for that way, well, you can start off your preparations, no issues there, and then you can always take a call as well. So you'll be having almost a 1 month window after your board exams are over, and right now from now till board exams, whatever window you get is available as well. So I'll suggest you to make best use of your time here in preparing for aptitude, because understand that this is one domain which is not known to any one of your batchmates. So this is some area where you can excel right now if you start preparing, and you can actually kind of look into or kind of prepare for or target for an DU ka Cuet college as well. Right. So this is the basic exam pattern, and this is the exam understanding right now. CUET is not only for Delhi University, as I said, it's for all the central universities. So every central university, no matter wherever in India, will be kind of under the CUET. So you can talk of BHU, you can talk of JNU, you can talk of any central university for that matter. There are certain private colleges also or private universities as well who are kind of looking forward for CUET as the admission process for them. So there would be tests, there would be Jamia, which are already kind of looking forward to take CUET as the benchmark for their admissions as well. So uh, how do I kind of proceed further now? The idea is first choose your domain subjects very carefully, which the areas which you are comfortable with will be helpful in preparing for your CUET. They will have different criteria as far as the universities are concerned, so we'll wait for the clarity to come from them as well. Delhi University have already came out with the clarity that they just need 40% in 12th standard. CUET, as it said, is going to appear in July. Is going to kind of be conducted in July. So appear or register for the exam immediately and appear for the test. There's no counseling that we are talking of right now that is going to be conducted. So based on the scores that you're getting into CUET, as it was earlier in this case of 12th standard, you can apply to different colleges and different universities. This is the idea that we are understanding of the CUET right now. Right? I hope this video would help you in preparing and targeting for CUET and various the entrance tests. Thank you for watching it.